Hey guys, welcome back to my first repot with me. I didn't think I will get to this stage this fast, but 2 days ago I bought my dream plant, the Monstera Thai Constellation, and it's a baby plant, but unfortunately this is how it looks like now. It's only been 2 days and so I'm slightly panicking. Usually I would actually repot immediately once I purchase from a nursery, because the nurseries tend to use a type of soil that's a bit more compact that I'm not very used to. Rather, the plants don't really adapt very well to my conditions here at home with this kind of soggy soil. So I thought, okay, let me just give this a shot, since you know it kind of came with this, and I thought I don't want to shock the plant too much, but turns out I'm the one that got the shock. But anyways, it's no biggie. Let's just try to save this plant. So what I have today is just a tiny pot that I'll be putting this in, and some very light soil. So I purchased this soil from Jungle, and it is quite a good mix, I would say. Compared to rewilding, this soil to me is a bit more dense, so it holds on to moisture a bit more, but I would say that at least it's a bit more porous in a sense. So let's just go ahead with the repotting. You might see my cat running around once in a while, so apologies if you do or not. She's quite cute. I think you should see her. But okay, let me just topple this over. So as you can see, I am digging through the soil right now, and it's really quite moist inside. It could have been easily overwatered, to be honest. I mean, that's the thing, right? When you buy plants, yeah, no, this is really quite bad. I think it could have actually led to root rot if I don't change anything now. I've had instances like this in the past before, where a bit, hey, sorry, my cat, Cookie, no, when I bought the plants and the soil it's just not the vibe. It's really soggy and it's wet, so it's much like what I'm seeing right now. So let me just try and gently topple this over. Oh my god, I'm actually very scared. This is the first plant that, I mean, I don't usually spend a lot of money on plants, and I've always wanted this plant, so I thought, okay, I'll give it a shot the other day. But yeah, so let's just examine the roots, shall we? So this is the current root situation. Okay lah, you know what? I think we can just let this go. So look at how, like, it's just lifeless right now. Like, it's literally just too wet, and if I were to pull it apart, it can just kind of like break apart, which sucks. Yep, that's the situation. Let me just repeat the part lah. Okay, so this is the dead leaf. This is the dead leaf, guys. Can you see it? See the dead leaf? No? Can't focus? You know what? Whatever. Okay, if I were to examine the roots, it's still got a good thing going on, so I think it's a good time to change the soil. So this is my number one practice. Usually when I buy a plant, I would just immediately repot, because I find that what it comes with is always too compact. It's quite ridiculous actually. But maybe you see, okay, you can see this soil, these roots here are basically just mush, like it just breaks apart, which is a sign of root rot. So this is basically a root rot. Let me just wash off these roots very quickly. Back. So this is the current root situation. So it honestly looks like it's still quite happy, it's still quite healthy. I removed all the wet ones, so there's still hope, to be honest, which is it's a positive thing. Oh man. Okay, but anyway, so this is a roots side view here. So what I'm gonna do now is just to quickly repot it before it goes crazy. Soil. Okay. So we have our old pot here, and I'm beginning to like transparent pots. Initially, I love to buy all those like fancy pots and stuff, but I realized after a while one of my friends started buying transparent pots, and aesthetics aside, it's really one of the best ways to actually monitor your plant, because from there you can see whether the roots are becoming mush, whether the roots are establishing itself, especially if you are propagating new plants. It's always nice to see the roots kind of like growing crazily. So okay, let's just add our soil. I usually will put some leca at the bottom of the soil, just so that it's a bit more porous, but we don't have leca today, so it's okay, we'll just use the potting mix straight away. So just immediately, right, I think I can really do a comparison here. You can see how wet this soil is, like literally, if you can hear it, just imagine wet soil, and you compare that to what I've just included into the pot. There's a lot of difference. This one has a very, I think, quite a well-balanced mixture of I don't even know what is inside here. Usually they put like perlite, cocoa peat. I don't even know how those things look like, or what they are even actually, so I'm not gonna pretend that I know. Even though my motto in life is fake it to make it. But anyway, can you see? Okay, I'm just gonna add the soil in. I'm so nervous. But I have to say that knowing which soil works for you is really just trial and error. I've had a lot of some plants that just had no success with this exact same soil mix that I'm using right now, and that's okay. I just think that some plants are a bit different, so it works well so far with anthuriums, philodendrons. I don't really have another monstera except for the Adasonia, the normal one, the green one. That I just I propagated it in water, but now I just kind of left it there because it has a nice brown bottle, and I thought, screw it lah, just leave it there. But anyway, so far I find that if I use this soil mix for alocasias, it becomes a bit too watery and then the plants die. So and I think for some alocasias they prefer very dry soil, so it explains why it doesn't take on this mix very well. But just give it some. Okay, my cat is super triggered. If only you can see. Cookie! Ta-da! That's Cookie! Cookie! Hey, Cookie! Okay, anyway. Back to the situation. Okay, so that's about it, guys. So this is how it looks like now. It's in the happy mix, and I think there might be a better chance of survival here. This is what I've been using as the slow release fertilizer so far. Repot seems to be quite popular. That's the only reason why I found out about it. I don't really know much about fertilizers, to be honest. All I know is that you put this once every 3 months. For my other plants, I tend to mix this with liquid fertilizers as well, once every 2 to 3 weeks, and they're doing very good so far, which is good. So and the thing about this kind of like slow release fertilizers, you can't really add much, so just like a small sprinkle like that will do. And yeah, let's give it a rinse and let's just hope this works out. Give me a second, I'll be right back. Okay, and there you have it. So the plant is looking, I wouldn't say the plant looks happy. I wouldn't know what a happy plant looks like. I'm just gonna wipe off some of the liquid on the leaf. Apparently baby plants don't exactly like liquid, so you shouldn't be misting them as much, apparently. But we'll see whether this is true. But anyway, so I've given it a rinse, a full rinse. This is how it looks like now. So immediately you can already tell the benefits of having a transparent pot, because you can already see if there's too much moisture, if it's drying out, etc. I'm going to put it back in its natural spot, so I'll give you an update in the next few days. Let's just see what happens. Yeah, I told myself that having a lot of plants is no longer very stimulating just because it's like clockwork, but boy was I wrong. I guess I wanted a challenge, and a challenge I got. So So yeah, so thanks for joining me in my emergency reporting session today with the Thai Constellation. Let's just hope that this works out. If you like this video, let me know, like the video, subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you soon.